The following podcast contains coarse language and adult themes. This week on the show, happy 26 Film Addicts. Join us now as we look back on the year that was and the movies that moved us. I'm Reegs.
And I'm Eddie.
And this is the Film Addicts podcast.
Oh, I feel so good.
A nice gentle open there for you, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back, friends, to the Film Addicts podcast. So lovely to have you here. Happy New Year. Hope you're doing well and prosperous in this early January. We're here to talk about the best of 2025. We don't do the worst of 2025 because that's not our brand. We're going to run down our top 10, some honourable mentions, maybe some TV shows if we get the time. But before that, I'm here with the best of 2025 for me, my main man, Addy. What's up? What's happening?
Hey, man. I appreciate that. You're the best of all time for me.
Yeah, I mean, that goes without saying these days, you know. I saw you just yesterday. We were recording with the Till the End of the Line boys for their end-of-year awards roundup, watching them bicker and fight like married couples, which is hysterical. But yeah, it's good to be back on our shit for the beginning of the new year. What have you been up to?
Nothing much, man. Honestly, it's been cold here, which is never, so that's been surprising. But nothing really special. It's been okay for the first time ever.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's good. A little come down after the Christmas period. Did you watch any stuff you want to talk about?
Oh, yeah. But before you do that, how are you, my friend?
Every time I forget about how I am, I think it's indicative of my personality that I don't worry about that. I'm good. I'm good today. It's cool again in Melbourne. I'm wearing a beanie, which is ridiculous because 2 days ago it was 43 degrees. That's Celsius, not Fahrenheit, for all of our US listeners. And it was horrible because it wasn't just because it was hot. The power went out as well, so I didn't have air conditioning, and the poor boys were suffering. I had to literally go around and wet the pads of my cat's feet so that they didn't overheat. And there were fires in a lot of Victoria. There were massive wildfires and stuff. But I don't know why I say wildfires. All fires wild, but unless it's contained in a fireplace. But there was a bunch within striking distance of my house, so I was on high alert the whole day. And then finally, when the cool change came and a bit of rain as well, which is just typical of Melbourne, I literally was sitting on the couch and I was visibly shaking from the tension and the anxiety from the day. And I didn't sleep. I hadn't slept in about 48 hours. So it's been a bit of a hectic one. But they're all good now, running around acting the fool, using the cat tray immediately after I cleaned it. It's like they wait. They're like, Dad's going to change the tray. Just hold your shit back until Dad changed the tray and it's nice and fresh. Fucking little motherfuckers. Now they're all asleep. Jerks. Fucking, it's like, what's his name? What's the guy who runs Studio Ghibli?
Oh, Hayao Miyazaki?
Miyazaki, yeah. He's got the great photo of him where he's like looking at his cat just lying on the table. He's like, look how relaxed she is. You have no schedule. They have no schedule. They have no whatabouts. But I did, as I just showed you, I found on Marketplace on Facebook, this cat was selling just around the corner from my house, was selling the Volume 1 and Volume 2 Spider-Man 2099 omnibuses, omnibuy, the big thick collections. I love that from the 90s, that original Peter David series. I just love alternate takes on characters. I think it's really interesting, like the Jason Aaron Absolute Superman that I'm reading at the moment is really great. I just like skewing different, and yeah, it's a really great series. And I got that for like less than half the price of what it would have been. Like they're about $200 each in stores, and I got them for like 120 each. So that was kind of my you got through a day of unholy panic. So just treat yourself with some nice Omnibuy for your shelf there. So yeah, I'm doing good. See, that's the thing. That's why I don't just immediately go, oh, and this is how I am, because I ramble for 10 minutes about flames, there's pussycats, their toilet habits, and me buying comic books. It's just, who wants to hear that shit?
That's what the show is, man. It's been that way for 4 seasons now.
That's very true. Yeah, we do ramble. But we'll get into the regular segments. Do you want to talk about what you've been watching?
Sure.
Okay, what have
we been
watching? What have we been watching? I've only got the one thing, apart from I've been watching a fucking ton of hockey, just heaps of hockey. Our captain, I'm a Vancouver Canucks fan, and our captain got traded. Quinn Hughes, probably the best offensive player in the league, best for assists, great captain, just incredible puck handling skills. He's so good, in fact, he regularly undresses people, which is where you fake a move so well the other person falls on their ass. He got traded to another team for a bunch of first-round draft picks who were excellent players. They're really great young guys. They're super hungry. So we've been playing well. We've lost a few road games, but we're doing a little bit better now that we're back at home. What have you been watching?
Oh, that reminds me. You're a hockey fan. Have you been watching... Okay. Are you a hockey fan or ice hockey fan?
Ice hockey.
All right. Have you watched Heated Rivalry?
No.
That's an HBO show about ice hockey players.
Awesome.
And it's super gay.
Oh, well, I like that too. I like gays and hockey. I like gays in hockey. I like cold gays, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
No, okay, so it's a drama series, not like a documentary or whatever.
No. Like a full-on drama series. It took the world by storm in the beginning of the year, which is last week.
Yeah. Oh, it's cool. I'll have to check it out. There's a really good spin-off from the TV show Letterkenny called Shoresy, which is just about this hockey umpire in Canada. It's a fucking hysterical, very Canadian humor show. But yeah, drama show about hockey. Fucking sign me up.
I've not watched it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and just the way that it's taken over the madness.
Right on. I'll get into it. What have you been watching?
I have watched...
Oh, sorry. The only other thing I did watch, so I'll just get it out of the way quickly. I went to see Interstellar at the Astor. And it was playing after Lawrence of Arabia, which I normally do at the Astor all the time, but it felt wrong that day. It was like, it's 4 hours and it goes straight into Interstellar. I won't have time to get dinner at my favorite vegan place around the corner. Maybe I'll just go and see Interstellar. And I'm so glad I did, because as I was waiting for the crowd to clear out from Lawrence of Arabia, it was a packed house. Like, I forget, it's school holidays and everybody came out. There must have been 500 people in there. I was like, fuck, 500 people in that room for however long. I mean, Interstellar was pretty busy too, but I wasn't sitting next to anybody. Like, I had a spare seat next to me. So yeah, glad I just went for that one. But it's still my favorite Nolan. It's excellent, and it's again a testament to, if you think that Nolan is cold and detached and unemotional and clinical in his storytelling, and if you don't think he's got strong female characters, you need to watch his movies again, because it's absolutely right. Murph is the critical, she is the fulcrum of that entire film, and Brandt, like, it ends on her kind of being the first savior of humanity, like, and it's all about the fifth dimension being love. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think people are just get it in their head. They hear something and then it kind of permeates and just becomes the way that they think, which is stupid. Yeah.
I mean, coming from there, like, I come from the camp that really, really disliked Interstellar until this year, or until last year. But yeah, I absolutely agree with you, and like I don't really have a problem with like how Nolan writes women. It's just that it's a very small thing that's taken on this like larger uh, pseudo criticism, because it's not really criticism. It's an opinion that's been like based as fact, but it's not true. But yeah, I do believe that Murph is like the best female character that he's written, and one of the best characters that's been in his films. And also to end a sci-fi film like that with hope and love is an incredible message to send out, because we rarely get dystopian films that do that.
Yeah, especially ones that are so based in reality about, there not being enough food on the planet, and that some sort of, pest that comes in and occupies more of our atmosphere than we possibly can, just based on the chemicals or the science of it. Yeah, it's an exceptional picture. I love it.
And like with just going back to that, like the entire thing is Murph and Cooper working in tandem with each other, not together, but in tandem, because they're dimensions apart in the film. But it only works because of the thing that Cooper was not chosen for. Like, Cooper was chosen for his cutthroatness, if I'm being very blunt.
Yeah.
And what saves the entire planet is his connection with his daughter. And that's the thing that failed each and every mission that the other astronauts went to, because they were taught to be detached, and when they got there, they were so lonely that they got attached to anything they could find. So yeah, it's the love saves it all, man.
Yeah, it's a beautiful message. But enough about Interstellar. What did you watch?
I have watched a lot of things. I promised myself that I watched like 270 some films last year, so I promised myself that if I don't go crazier than that, I should at least do one film per day, which I haven't. It's been more. I watched. Yeah. We're recording this on the 11th, and I watched 16 films.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Most of them are rewatches. Talking about Nolan, actually, I rewatched Dunkirk again. This is like the first time I've rewatched it since I watched it in theaters. It's great, man. I think like to come off of Interstellar and do a war film like that is like, I would say it's his most underrated film, because I wouldn't call Tenet underrated. I would call it misunderstood, because people don't understand it. But Dunkirk is meant for you to not understand it. It's meant for you to like live the horrors of the soldiers that we're watching. And Cillian Murphy is incredible in it, and his only credit, like his credit in the film, is shivering soldier. Yeah,
pretty accurate.
Yeah, I just found that funny, but yeah, it's incredible. I watched that, and I watched Almost Famous from the year 2000.
Great film.
Yeah, we did that for a film club. It was the first.
Do you want to watch me feed a mouse to my snake? Yes.
Yeah. It is genuinely an incredible film, and like just the way that it portrays the environment and the like this fictional band in the midst of like the genre of music that they're making, and that genre dying while they're making it is incredible. And also Philip Seymour Hoffman is in that film for like a maximum of like 8 minutes. And he is the best part of that film. He is so incredible that I got excited to watch him every time he's on screen. And he did not have to do that. He did not have to go that hard for a role that is that small. But he did.
That's that's the Hoff, man. Like he fucking commits. And even his earlier stuff when it was comedy, like he was sort of the comic relief in Twisters and shit. Just incredible. And Boogie Nights, he's a punchline until he gets that amazing scene where he hits on Mark Wahlberg's character, and he's like, "I'm a fucking idiot." Just, yeah, that he was one of the most talented actors who ever lived, and it's such a motherfucker that he passed away.
Yeah, it's just, and like there's so many, like there's so many actors that now that are in their film for like an extra role that I caught almost 5, dude. I caught almost 5 that I knew.
Yeah, who were they?
It was, I can't remember exactly, but there was the guy from Big Bang Theory who is the comic book shop owner, Stuart. He's there like taking an autograph. There's Cam from Modern Family, Eric Stone Street, who's the receptionist at the very first hotel that they go to. Anna Paquin is in it, and the Teenage Dream. I don't know what else to say.
She is. She's just an absolute stunner.
Yeah.
Still.
Yes, 100%. It's so insane that this film came out the same year that X-Men did.
Yeah, she had a good year, and she'd come off the back of, she was Oscar nominated at least for The Piano as well. Yeah, hell of a career.
Yeah, she's a child actress. Yeah.
Yeah. She would have been younger than a teen when she would have been like 10 or something when she was in The Piano.
Yeah, I remember reading somewhere that she did win an Oscar for it. Or win an Oscar at that age. Can't remember.
Yeah, she either won or she was definitely nominated, and it was the youngest person to ever be nominated for an Oscar or some shit. So,
but regardless of that, the 2 films that I do want to talk about are the first one is called The Conversation, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. We did this at the film club that I'm part of. This was a recommendation by our member's mom. Like, none of us had watched it, and his mom said that you guys should watch it. And it ended up being such an incredible experience. And I have not seen paranoia depicted that well to that extent in a film ever.
Fantastic. And when the turn comes as well, when you realize that sorry, for ruining a movie that's 50 years old, everybody, but when the turn comes that what he's recorded is a plot to murder someone, not people who are afraid of being murdered. And Harrison Ford's character, and he's like, why are you following me? I'm not following you. I'm looking for you. Like, it just, yeah, it's, and Harrison Ford, I mean, that's not Harrison Ford, sorry. Harrison Ford, yes, absolutely. But Gene Hackman, like, he was the 70s for me. Like, what an absolute star. Like, between that, A French Connection, Scarecrow, and then Lex Luthor, like, just, he personified like masculinity at that time, which is crazy, because if you look at the personification of masculinity now, it's these sort of roided up, shaved chested, alpha guys, as opposed to people who have like emotional complexity. And look at the heroes from the 1970s, and around those times of films, you got things like that. You got Al Pacino and Serpico and Dog Day Afternoon. All of these flawed, peculiar looking, troubled men, as opposed to this, what's the guy from Twisters and Running Man called again? What's his name?
Oh, Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell, like, you know what I mean? Like, Glenn Powell's a great actor and he's got great emotional range, but, you stick him on a poster and someone's going to go to it. You stick the poster for The French Connection was Gene Hackman in the background at the bottom of some stairs shooting a guy in the back. And the guy was like falling towards camera, and that's the poster for that film. Like, yeah, they just far more interested in like the selling of things and to people, as opposed to the actual, the emotional truth, the way that they were back then. And the Conversation is a prime example of it.
It was an incredible experience. And it's like, it's such a simple plot, but the plot twist comes like when you have like just 20 minutes left for the film, and its plot one is like the killing, and then like the realization that it was all a plot doesn't happen until it's all done and he's at the office and all three of them are just looking at him. And man, I tell you, this Harrison kid, he's going places.
He's got a big career ahead of him.
Yeah.
I see him playing an elderly statesman on an Apple TV Plus show and fucking knocking it out of the park very soon.
Yeah. But like talking about Harrison Ford, this is pre-Star Wars and pre-Superman, which is interesting.
For Hackman, and absolutely. It's. I also think it's my favorite Coppola film. It's a toss up between this and Apocalypse Now. Like, I love the Godfather movies, don't get me wrong. I even like the third one. Coda's great. Like I said, it's just misunderstood, as Bokeem Woodbine says in The Sopranos. But there's just something about the conversation that's so, and the technical sweatiness of it. Like there's all this stuff going on. It's like Michael Mann's film Thief, which I rewatched recently, and there's all this apparatus and they're doing all this. You have fucking no idea what they're doing. They're breaking into a safe. You don't know the functionality of what that is or what the blueprints mean or anything. Like, I don't know. I do audio tech work all the time. I do it for podcasting and for filmmaking. But the gear that he's got and what he's doing to try and fix up that, I don't fucking know. But I understand that he understands it, and that's enough. You know, I love that. Yeah,
like the technicality that they show, and like I think we watched like the 4K remaster version because the audio was really crisp.
That came out this year, I think.
Yeah, but to have like that audio that crisp now means that there were remnants of that back then as well, which was insane because it's the 70s.
Exceptional picture. If you haven't seen Conversation, everybody should say. We're just doing an episode on the Conversation now. Fuck,
let's do it.
Let's just talk about it.
But the last thing I do want to talk about is a film that I watched yesterday with my friends called Rental Family, starring Brendan Fraser. This is hard to say, but I would say career-defining role.
Really?
Yeah.
Not Rick from The Mummy.
Well, his career now, I'd say. Because he is coming back
his second wave. Yeah, the second coming.
The renaissance of Brendan Fraser. Yeah, this is like the life of Chuck for me for this year. It's about lonely people trying to find connection, and that's the best way I can put it. And it's set in the real world with real situations, and it's almost a foreign film, but Brendan Fraser does speak a lot of English, but he does speak a lot of Japanese in it as well. It's set in Tokyo. It is incredible. It's about the condition of being lonely than it is about what loneliness does to you. It's just a beautiful film, and it hits you in places that you never thought that you would. At least it did for me, and I'm glad that this was the first film I watched in theaters for this year. I was in
the theaters too. Excellent. Yeah, it hasn't come out here yet, so I'll have to source it as soon as it does.
Yeah, technically it's a 2025 film because in the States it was released last year.
Yeah, it's hard with release date. I mean, like looking at my list, I don't know. You know, because I saw like my best film of 2024 was Anora. I saw that like a year ago today. So yeah, I mean it's what the fuck, you know, you never know, you never can tell.
Yeah.
But. Awesome. All right, well, let's do a couple of quick news stories, just because you're all waiting for it. There's one in particular that I think you all want to hear us talk about. This is the Nerd News. As of recording date, January the 11th, 2026, Addie has still not seen Back to the Future 3.
It's because we said we'd do an episode on it or something.
We will. We're going to do a commentary on it because we did a commentary on the other one. So I hope you enjoyed that, everybody. Our commentary on the fantastic Back to the Future, which was our last episode. But no, for reals, this is the nerd news. Venom, you know Venom?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Venom is reportedly, and presumably, Venom is reportedly set to be introduced in the next Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy. Venom's Tom Hardy appeared in the No Way Home mid-credits sequence where he and Eddie Brock were in a Mexican bar. It is not confirmed whether this version of Venom will be the one that is in the trilogy. I would say probably not, but the symbiote should feature. How do you feel about that? Not
that excited for it. I don't. We go Venom, and I thought that it was too much of it anyway. I'd rather watch a Spider-Man dealing with being hunted by New York's mayor Kingpin than watching
who hires Kraven.
Yes,
and it doesn't have to be the Kraven we've seen before. It should be a big mustachioed dude.
Or
should be Benicio del Toro.
Oh my God! Yes.
Did everybody hear that? Did everybody fucking hear that? I just cast Kraven the Hunter. Like, give Benicio 6 months to like put on some muscle. He can still stay, like middle-aged and frumpy, but get him to be big, in the shoulders and slap a mustache on him and have him hunt Spider-Man like a fucking insane person like he was in the movie Hunted.
That is just erections all over. I don't know where to go from that.
They're yet to crack Venom in a big way, I think, because it's such an iconic character. It was just enormous. He's the second most popular introduced character in the last sort of 30 years, next to Miles Morales. Fucking cat's doing a runner out there. What are you doing, guys? What's going on? And yeah, I mean, the Tom Hardy movie lives and dies on his performance, because he's so charismatic, but they're not good movies. In fact, the third one is almost unwatchable, and it's got Juno Temple in it. And like, that's, so I think they're yet to crack it in a big way. And I think it is a good opportunity to do so. So why not have all the Venom you want, but also have Benicio as, the character that I like.
That's an insane bit of casting, man. Somebody should pay you to do that.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like I do it for a living. Did you see the X-Men Doomsday trailer?
Mm-hmm.
I know you did, but this is a podcast. We've got to get a way to talk about it.
Yeah.
Pretty great, seeing those characters back again. Like you said, you're not in the bag for this movie, but, it's your X-Men. And to see Cyclops in the cartoon accurate costume, the comic accurate costume from the 90s, doing a visorless blast with clearly OG big-footed purple sentinels walking behind him. I don't know if that's going to be a flashback or whatever, but yeah, man, give Marsden all the fucking room. I love him.
Yeah, just... And I know, like, it comes with, like, the caveat of him, like, being best friends with like the original director and shit. But it's I've said it before and I'll say it again. I am not excited for this film, but it's my X-Men. I can't not support them. Ian McKellen is 87 years old, and he's playing Magneto.
Crazy, and he's coming back as Gandalf as well. Yeah, the movie sounds and feels like it's not only doing what, say, Crisis of Infinite Earths did in the comic books in terms of tying up loose threads and streamlining the universe, which is kind of what they need to do, and giving them the opportunity to reboot and, bring in new characters and things like that. But it's also just going to be 3 hours of fan service.
Yeah, I'm done for that. But if they kill my X-Men in like the first 5 minutes of them just appearing, I am walking out.
I can't wait with you. Fuck this and bounce. Like, Addie is out. It's not happening. I love that. Sebastian Stan has been cast in The Batman Part 2. Rumors circling that he'll be playing Harvey Dent, if not Two-Face, in the 2027 release. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I
think that's a good choice.
That's an incredible choice, and you know what? I'm happy with him just playing Harvey Dent in the second one, and then he becomes Two-Face in the third one.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down for that too. Make it happen. That's a great way to do it. Like, then give him some rope, because Aaron Eckhart got 20 minutes to be Two-Face. Whereas if you give this guy a fantastic lead up and then the second film ends with him getting acid in the face, and then the third film picks up 6 months later, like the way they did in the animated series, and he's already Two-Face, he's already a crime kingpin, and Batman's already chasing him. I think that's a pretty good way to go about it. Finally, the Blade solo movie, how many times we've brought this up, is rumored to be cancelled. No shit! Come on, everybody. We know. According to The Hot Mic, the Blade solo movie is no longer happening after 6 years of development. The character instead will appear in Midnight Suns. Bullshit also.
Yeah.
Kit Harington is also rumored to return as Black Knight.
Bullshit.
No, he won't. The team is expected to include Wong. Nope. Moon Knight, absolutely not, because Oscar Isaac has come out and said, I'm not working with Disney anymore until they fucking change their political stance. Ghost Rider, which,
not happening.
It's not happening. Blade, Werewolf by Night, and Man Thing.
You've
got three of those guys. One of them's not even Blade. So, yeah, just leave it alone, fellas. Yeah. Just leave it alone. All right. Shall we move on to the topic of the day?
We should, but on that note, I will say I did rewatch Werewolf by Night quite recently. It fucking rocks. It's so good.
Black and white version's particularly good.
I've not seen the colored one. I've only seen the black and white one, and I love it.
Yeah, right. Sorry, I meant to say the colored one because I watched the black and white was the original, and then they colored it, right?
Yeah.
Not the other way around. Yeah. So I watched the colored version for the first time for the 31 and 31.
Every time I watch that, it gives me false hope for the future of the MCU.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, they nearly had this magic shit cracked. So 2025, it was a year that happened, and some of the movies that were in it are ones that we're going to talk about. How's that for preamble? Let's go through our honorable mentions real quick.
Hell yeah.
My first one is a film called A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, starring Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell, who's one of my faves. Directed by Kogonada, one name, and written by Seth Reese. It's beautiful. I went and saw it with my missus. There's some problems with it. That's why it's not in the top 10. Their chemistry isn't great, but the story itself, the hopefulness and the whimsy of it, and the idea of you can only look in the rearview mirror for so long before you hit something. You know what I mean? That was really powerful to me. So yeah, I recommend it. Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey if you get a chance. Kogonada also directed Colin Farrell in a great film. Now I forget what it's called. And it's sort of set in the future after Yang. Yeah, so it's set in the future, and it's about this family who had a robot, like an android servant that breaks down, and how they deal with that. It's kind of bigger than a loss of a pet, obviously, but yeah. So I recommend that movie too. My next is the documentary Wick is Pain that you sourced for me. Thank you very much. Directed by Jeffrey Doe. It's a very in-depth look at the making of the John Wick series, and it's I love behind the scenes documentaries already, but this is a exceptionally well produced one. It's really great, and everybody's really honest in it as well, as opposed to the sort of puff piece Hollywood style come see our movie behind the scenes shit that you get on Disney Plus and stuff. This is an actual, it's really hard. It talks about the breakdown of the working relationship between the two directors, the dissolving of a marriage, Keanu getting older and having to do all this stuff, and just how difficult it is. Yeah, it's a really good doco if you get a chance. If you're a fan of the John Wick films, it can't be missed. My tied next two, I thought I'd bundle them because they're comic book movies. Thunderbolts * The New Avengers, directed by Jake. Is it Shear?
Jake
Schreier? Whatever. I'm fucking can't read. And Superman 2025, directed by James Gunn. These were the two best superhero movies of the year. Hands down, Thunderbolts is the superior film, I feel. We did a whole episode on it and a whole episode on Superman. So go back and listen to those for a little bit more of a insight into how I feel about it. But yeah, they were honourable enough to mention. Then we also have the fantastic sort of domestic spy thriller Black Bag, directed by Steven Soderbergh and starring the incomparable Cate Blanchett and the always wonderful Michael Fassbender. I love this film. It's funny, I was listening to an old podcast interview on The Treatment. And it was an interview with Tony Gilroy, who was the writer and director of a film called Duplicity, which is sort of like an espionage thriller thing. And he ended up directing that film, but Soderbergh was in the bag to direct it for a little while because he wanted to do a domestic spy thriller about kind of a couple who are spies. And they were he's talking about it in that podcast. And this is from the mid 2000s. And then, in 2025, he made that film. It's really good. It's shot really beautifully. There's great atmosphere. And the denouement, the final scene, is just going to kick you in the teeth. It's really, really great. My final honourable mention, and what was, if you listen to the Sequel Suck podcast, was my favourite sequel or remake of the year, was Leigh Whannell's Wolfman. I loved it. I thought it was really contained. It was an interesting and not sort of shoved down your throat thesis on masculinity and fatherhood and you know the sort of the things our parents do, you know, and how their weaknesses affect our weaknesses. Again, beautifully shot by an Australian cinematographer whose name escapes me at the moment. Sorry, Stefan someone. A great addition to Leigh Whannell. It didn't do well at the box office, completely bombed. No one got it. Maybe it would have done better if Ryan Gosling had been in it like was originally planned. But yeah, I think it's an exceptional picture and a really good horror movie as well. So them's my honourables.
So one of your honourable mentions is in not only my top 10, my top 5.
Sick!
My honourable mentions, however, are going to make you mad. I can tell you that much. All right. So this is not in my honourable mentions because I really did not like it. And like thinking about it more, I dislike it because it's devoid of any sort of actual creativity that's like regarded to the director, but The Running Man, just it wasn't it. But I have to give it a special shout out because I watched it with Leanne, and that was like the highlight of my year. Meeting her and like just watching a film with her and like I like fucking meeting her for the first time. It was incredible.
Tell people who don't know who Leanne is.
Leanne is my best friend. She's been on the podcast twice, I think. One for the
Arrowverse stuff and
Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass, yeah.
Yep.
We miss you, Leanne. Come back.
Yeah, she's been busy quite a lot, but I love her so much. Like as a person, she is incredible. We met online, and she has become one of the closest people in my life. And I'm so privileged to call her my friend. So yeah.
Is she prettier than me? Probably is, yeah. Like 100% Riggs.
But yeah, all right. So that's not in my honorable mentions, but I just had to give that a shout out.
You sure to drop it in? Sure.
All right. So my honorable mentions, and this one really hurts because it was in my top 10 until about last night, and then I realized what I hadn't put in. And I was like, oh, this one has to go. This is The Roses, starring Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbun, yep.
Yeah. Also starring Andy Samberg, and people think he's the one who carried this film. Absolutely not. If you think that, you did not get this film, because it's not a love story. It starts that way, but it is very clear about the intentions that it's setting. It's also a fucking adaptation of like the actual War of the Roses. So yeah,
it's also a remake of an 80s film with Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner and Danny DeVito called War of the Roses.
Yeah, your War of the Roses is a reference to the actual lineage of like Henry VIII.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's an incredible film, incredible performances. It was really great, and I had it in my top 10 until last night. This is where pissing rigs off is going to be the mission of this list.
You don't know me well enough to think if you think something like that's going to piss me off.
I'm just messing, man. Jaws doesn't deserve it. I'm just kidding.
That's the end of the show forever. We're done. Fucking finished. Bullshit.
All right. My next one is Caught Stealing.
Yeah.
It was really great. It was like really insane one crazy night scenario.
Great performances.
Yeah, great performances. Fucking Vincent D'Onofrio's in it, and it's the most weirdest thing I've seen him do.
Yeah, I don't know. The Cell's pretty weird.
But like I've only seen him do this and fucking what is it, Kingpin? Yeah.
Investigate a bit more. There's a lot going on there.
My next one is Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. Yeah, I love this film, and it does incredible things. But in terms of like bringing something new, I think it lacks in that aspect. I think it's too involved in its own legacy to actually think about how we can push this. Like they do push it with like the 17-minute underwater sequence, but I think that's the one which like because of it people think that it's too long because there's no dialogue, and it's incredible. But at one point I did find myself starting to doze off. Like my fourth watch of the film, I was like, maybe this is the problem. Like it's cool, but maybe that's the problem. But yeah, as incredible as it is, and as amazing as that ending is, it's I want it to be an end of an era, but it felt like an end of a chapter, but more to come. I don't know how to feel about that either, but it was incredible regardless. This is the next one is this is in my honorable mentions, but it is my favorite action film of this year, which is last year, which is Ballerina. I love Ballerina. We did an episode on it as well. It's incredible. In terms of like comparing it to Mission Impossible, the Ballerina showed me a lot of things that I had never seen before, and they were incredible in every aspect of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I don't know why people didn't like it or did not watch it. I feel like this is on par with the John Wick films. Like if this is how we continue this universe, I'm so on board.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, and Ana de Armas is just, already, is the universe herself.
She's an incredible performer, and she also just happens to be possibly the most beautiful woman who's ever lived, ever. In the history of the human race. If you were to find carvings of what Eve looked like, I'm pretty sure it's her. Yeah, but also a great actress. I know the film Blonde isn't a great film. It's muddled and hyperbolic, but she is great in it. Yeah, so
I got Superman and Weapons, both great films. I have better ones in my top 10, and also I love Superman, and like the things that it represented with me. It's probably my favorite theatrical experience of last year, because I watched it with a friend who was not a Superman fan, and then he walked out saying, "Oh man, I have hope," and that's incredible. It's just
Soups will do that to you.
Yeah, man. Like when it hits, man, it fucking hits hard with the OG theme and like with the rock cover. It's just it's like you said in in our episode, it's a lot about itself, and like I like thinking back. I don't like the decision of making him not as a refugee, but as somebody who came to rule. I've grown up with that in my mind, that he is a refugee, and therefore like is just doing everything that he can to save the world, and he still does that in this film. It's just it comes with the caveat of maybe he's just here as a tyrant, and I don't like that with Superman, because it gives a lot of Homelander, it gives a lot of Invincible vibes, and those are the things that I don't like.
Yeah, I'm still, even though Gunn's come out and said that that's what he was doing, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure about that. I think maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find out that that's not so much the case. Jason Aaron's take on it in the Absolute Superman comic that's running now at the moment is that his parents were on Krypton, and he was older as well. Like he was a sort of a young teen. Is that his dad was an engineer, not a scientist, and that his mum was a mechanic, and they were like working class people, and he was an engineer who discovered, that the planet was doomed, and the science, the top shelf scientist folk wouldn't listen to him. It's a fucking great book too, if anyone's interested in sort of an alternate Superman take. You'd love it actually, Addy. It's really different.
Yeah.
Anyway,
from what I've read, I've actually really enjoyed it, and from what's coming, with him actually being on Earth and the things that he's doing there, it's incredible.
Yeah, and the way that they're kind of, it's what in comic books is called decompression. They did it in the 2000s a lot with, you have Spider-Man's origin story was told in about 4 pages by Stan and Steve Ditko, whereas Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley took, 12 issues to get him in the costume, in Ultimate Spider-Man, which is still, probably one of the best Spider-Man runs of all time. So they do that a lot, and I think that's what they're doing. I haven't read the Batman one. I don't really like the art that much. It's well done. It's just not my flavor. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna get into the top 10, y'all. Top 10, fuckers. What? Some of us haven't slept. Okay, number 10. We're gonna do a drum roll for each time. That's ridiculous. We'll do a drum roll. I'll put a drum roll in for our final one, or the top 3 maybe. Number 10 for me is Frankenstein from the 2025s. Go back and listen to our episode on it to hear the glowingness of it. But this is Guillermo at his peak. Supreme monster creation powers. The guy is a classicist. He is a technician. He is an artist. He is a poet, and he has a pure heart for creation. And I fucking adore him. His stance on AI is honorable in an industry that is fucking just the velocity at which Hollywood is dropping to their knees when it comes to AI is frightening. And just in casual conversation with people as well, how often they're using it for simple tasks, so much so that you worry about people's cognitive abilities breaking down because they're now reliant on this fucking thing that, uses more water than God. But yeah, more to the point, Frankenstein. I got sidetracked there. I just had a conversation this morning about it. Fuck me. Yeah, it's just immense. Oscar is great in it. Mia is great in it. The standout is absolutely Elordi. He if it was a properly released film, he would get a nod for this. For an Oscars, if that means anything for a supporting actor. He has firmly established himself as Australia's, I hate to put it this way, but he's basically occupying the space that Heath Ledger once did. He's doing incredible work and choosing his picks. He got asked to audition for Superman and said no. He's like, no, that's not That's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in, discovering things, not just being a poster. Huge amount of respect for that young man. So yeah, number 10 for me. What's number 10 for you?
Yeah.
Go and check out our episode on it. It was like episode 80 or something.
Oh, Frankenstein is great, man. My number 10 is The Phoenician Scheme, starring oh Jesus, I almost said Guillermo del Toro.
Craven the Hunter, starring Craven the Hunter.
Starring Craven the Hunter, Benicio del Toro as the lead, directed by Wes Anderson. It's great. It's Wes Anderson. It will have to be my top 10. I love how weird Wes Anderson has gotten. Like starting with, like he was weird before that too, but his films have gotten more aggressively weirder and demanding of a second and third watch to actually understand what's actually going on. And I love that. I love that I now have an outlet to watch his films in theaters. And yeah, Benicio del Toro is great. It's like through all of the facade that this film is putting on, and like the extensively talented cast. It's just about a father trying to spend time with his daughter that he wasn't able to do when she was young. And it's just that, and it's beautiful. And Benicio del Toro is so great in it. There's a plane crash, and there's a scene where like he's in a plane crash, and he just like looks over to his daughter and goes, "First one," because the entire like plot is that he's a businessman who's looking to retire and give off his like wealth to his children. He has like 11 sons and 1 daughter.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's some CS fucking.
Yeah. And
somebody be dipping the willy,
And everybody like around the world who's ever been associated with him like wants a take in their money or all of it. There's a very, very weird sequence with Benedict Cumberbatch playing his brother. And it's a fake beard, and it's so fake that at one point you're like, that's so fake that it might be real. But yeah, it's an incredible film. It's Wes Anderson, so yeah.
Can't be beat. Excellent. My number 9 is Ballerina, like we talked about before, from the world of John Wick, or whatever the fuck me and Gus from Sequel Suck were talking about when we did our roundup the other day. We couldn't remember what the colon was. But yeah, we did an episode on this. Go back and check it out. I love the John Wick movies. I think they're really exceptional. I think this is great. Again, Anna's an incredible performer. She's great at the action. She's using a fucking samurai sword at the end of it. She plays a bodyguard and a protector as opposed to an assassin. So it's, that kind of feels different. Like I said, in that episode, the twisting of the tropes, of like having her simile air scene get interrupted, so she has to just grab what she can, which is grenades. There's some real heart to it. It's shot beautifully. All the John Wick movies are. They're really stunning to look at. And Len Wiseman is a great action director. I know he got put in director jail for making the Total Recall film. You say remake, but it's not. It's just a more accurate interpretation of the text from the original Philip K. Dick story, and people didn't like that or whatever, but he directed the shit out of those Underworld movies. He's a great visualist. Yeah, definitely check it out, and check out our episode on Ballerina. Ana de Armas is great. she's just great.
That was very Christopher Walken of you.
Was it? It was the big pause, wasn't it? She's just great.
I gotta tell you, man, Christopher Walken is in Severance, the show.
Yeah,
he's so good. He plays a gay man.
Yeah, he's fantastic in that. I've still got to watch the second season. I'm behind.
Yeah, you know what? I recently realized that I used to think that Christopher Walken is like A-list actor who is like very method and will like go into anything with full preparation. And I've recently found out he just plays weird characters and has fun with them, and that's what makes him great.
I think he probably took it more seriously when he was younger, sort of deer hunter kind of era. And then when he was doing some sort of older roles like King of New York and stuff like that. But yeah, he definitely, after he kind of became a parody of himself post Catch Me If You Can and the Weapon of Choice music video, you kind of forget that he is incredible. There's that great behind the scenes of the making of Catch Me If You Can where he talks about when he first met his wife. And they'd done the scene half a dozen times or whatever. And then he did it again and started to cry. And everybody in the crew is just absolutely shocked because it came out of nowhere. And then your Spielberg comes up and he's just like, geez, what an amazing choice, Chris. And he's like, I'd like to do it again. You know, like he wants to go one more time. But yeah, they're all just, because some people have it and some people can access it. You know, some people just go in there and they pull something. That's why acting is so fascinating, you know. Yeah, incredible performer. Sorry, what's your number 9?
So like technically, Christopher Walken is just a white Benicio del Toro then?
Yes. Yes.
You said that like him as well.
Yes.
Talking about Benicio del Toro, my number 9 is One Battle After Another.
Yes. I was a few small beers. Love him so much.
He is so great in it, and until you said it yesterday, I did not realize he was in it for like 5 minutes at the most, and he's like the highlight of that film.
Yeah.
I love this film, and like what it says, and through the comedy of what it's saying is incredible. I absolutely hated, despised, wanted to run the fuck away from Sean Penn. And like his character. Remarkable
performance. Like he is going to win an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for that role because he is transformed. And his story is just, it's so good. From where he starts to where he ends up is just exceptional.
And when you realize what he's doing and why he's doing the things that he's doing, it is so relevant and poignant and
not woke, as everybody's saying it is. It's not. It's commenting on current affairs. That doesn't make it woke. It means it's of its time.
Also, it's of its time, but I wouldn't say that it's like when you say that something is relevant, it's because it can stand the test of time. You know, like the X-Men story is relevant. Like those films, for whatever they are, the core of those movies is about acceptance and about oppression, and that will always be relevant as long as people abuse power.
Absolutely.
And that's what this is, and it gets to that. It gets very serious, but it does it in a way where you have to think about it. So like you really do have to think. Like it's a great film and it's a funny film, but you really do have to think about the shit that's going on. Because I had to ask you, this is the KKK, right? Like I'm not just this is not just in my head.
Thinly veiled, but yes, it's and you're right. It feels like a 70s movie, and it's just as of its time then as it is now. You know, we're still dealing with the same shit. It's just now that we have cell phones and everybody's afraid of words.
What is the time?
What's the time?
Yep.
Here?
I can't tell you the rendezvous point if you don't tell me what the time is.
Oh, right. Sorry. I was confused at what you were doing. Hey, prick. Like, it's just, Leo's a great comedian when he wants to be. And this is a prime example of it, you know.
Yeah.
Fantastic. My number 8 was Weapons, which we also did an episode on, so you should go and check it out. Great film. I had my problems with it, as you'll hear on the episode, but it just took me by surprise. I love, what's the director's name?
Zach Cregger.
Zach Cregger's, the way that he writes, where he starts with an idea and doesn't know where it's going to go, and he's as surprised as you, and makes the film feel really immediate and really fresh. Sometimes it can be a bit muddled. It's a great. He recently put out a thing where he's like written weapons and then put an S, wiped out the S. You know, sort of like the opposite of what James Cameron did for Alien and Aliens. It could be interesting to see like the beginning of this story. But again, I know he's doing Resident Evil and everything, but I would like to see. Gus made a really good point the other day about them trying to get Jordan Peele to direct Blade. Gus from the Sequel Suck podcast. And he's like, I don't want Jordan Peele's Blade as good as it would be. I want the next Jordan Peele film so I don't have to keep watching Nope. Like,
yes.
And that's kind of how I feel about Zach Krieger. I'm not interested in him franchising his own shit or doing too much, franchise work. I want to see what else he's got in the bag, after Barbarian and Weapons. So yeah, great, really great horror film and really stuck with me. Like some of that imagery I'll take to my grave.
I'm so glad that made your top 10, man.
Yeah. I kind of, again, I was going to say at the beginning as well, these aren't like Raiders of the Lost Ark, inarguably the best Indiana Jones film in terms of its execution, in terms of the way it presents the character and the story and the script and the direction, all that stuff, right? My favorite is still Temple of Doom because I've seen it the most. I have it. I know it's super racist. We've talked about this, and it's wrong on so many levels. But the nostalgia of it and just the feeling of it is, I like it more. I know it's not as good as a film in any respect, but I feel that way. That's how I write these lists. None of these films. I'm not saying that Ballerina is not as good a made film as Weapons. It's probably made better than Weapons or whatever, or the honorable mention films aren't as well made or whatever. This is how I feel about them, how they made me feel. So yeah, it's not a technical top 10. It's a spiritual top 10, y'all. Yes,
absolutely. And that's how all ranking and all lists are. They're how we feel, how a person feels. They're not
exactly from moment to moment. Might change tomorrow. I might wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what, Sinners is the best shit ever. I'm just going to put that to the top. But you never know.
It technically kind of is. It does everything.
Yeah, it does. It does all the things. And Haley. And Double B Jordan as well. Fucking hell. That movie is just a walking erection. Double B Jordan is just... What an exceptional young actor he is. Fucking Creed, man. Great director too. Sorry, what's your number 8?
My number 8 is a film that I watched this year, but it was in my list to watch last year. I didn't get the time, and it had a very limited theatrical release here. It was just a week, and they had like two showings per day, which is like it was really disappointing. But it is Yorgos Lanthimos' Begonia, starring Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. It's a just like One Battle After Another. This is a commentary about the current socio-political situation, but also what happens when somebody is not met with the help that they very desperately need, and how not only do they internalize so many of the most misinformed things in this world, but also just become so hateful. It's a piece about toxic masculinity, but it is so interesting, and I love it. And you this is a film where like you gotta stick around for the end. And that's gonna change how you feel about the film. Yeah,
right. I love Yorgos. So
yeah, like it's not like it's not like how it happens in Sinners, but there's a scene after like the initial credits. This happens like at the very end, like at like 5 minutes to the end of the film. But it's incredible. I think it's shot on film as well. But it's just Jesse Plemons is amazing, and I'm so excited to see him or we get a Hunger Games film this year, which is based on the Haymitch story, and he's playing the character that Philip Seymour Hoffman was playing in the original films, and I'm so excited because that is like for Jesse Plemons to take that up is like as a legacy role. It's perfect casting. Because he's playing younger version. He
played his son in The Master, the PTA film.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so it was always going to happen.
Yeah, and he's playing a younger version of that character. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, excellent. Number 7 for me is Caught Stealing. This was a huge surprise. I know that my missus really likes, what's the kid's name?
Austin Butler.
Austin Butler. She was like, when we watched Elvis, she was like, and Masters of Air, she's like, oh my God, he might be the best looking. She feels about him the way I feel about Anna. So it's fair.
Perfect.
And I was like, do you want to go and peep this film? It's this like crime drama sort of thing. And set in New York. We'd just gotten back from there. And yeah, we went and checked it out. And it really took me by surprise. It kind of feels like a novel, which makes sense because the guy who wrote the novel wrote the screenplay as well. It went to a bunch of places I didn't think it would go. It's Aronofsky doing like almost comedy, which is really interesting given his track record. Yeah, stellar performances from Zoe Kravitz and Austin Butler as well. And yeah, your man Vince and Ray Donovan as well, Liev Schreiber. It's a really good period piece. It's a 90s set film in New York. Yeah, I really loved it. There's a strange kind of superhero element to it too, where he's this really powerful guy, but he then, has this horrible thing happen to him and he can no longer drink. And it just like to give your character a very specific weakness kind of feels superhero-y. And it just ends so well. And also the cat is like a major plot point. And I was just, it did everything a movie should do. It made me laugh. It made me cry. It had heart. It had action. It was well put together. It was a great script. Yeah, it was really exceptional. I loved it.
Yeah, I remember watching it, and as soon as I saw the cat, I was like, "Oh, okay, I know why you like this."
Yeah, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but it doesn't take much. If there's a cool cat in it, that's definitely, like in The Accountant 2. The Accountant 2 isn't a great film. It's a good film. It's not a great film, but, part of what makes it great is that at the end of it, John Bernthal's character gets a cat, which is really sweet.
Awesome.
Cool. What's your 7?
My number 7, talking about cool cats, is K-pop Demon Hunters.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm so glad we did an episode on it because it genuinely moved me. The songs are incredible. The animation is peak. It's about acceptance and about like actual emotional stuff, like things that you wouldn't necessarily associate with like kids animation. But then again, that's what animation is for.
Yep.
Yeah. Like if you think about it, Klaus is just a film about a man grieving over a friend he hasn't seen in decades.
Yes, yeah, it absolutely is.
Yeah, but it's just it hit me in places and at a time where I really needed it. And cool cat and cool bird with a hat. So yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll go and check out our episode on that. It was episode 81, I think, or 82 actually, because our last one was a bonus. Yeah, it's a great film. I fucking loved it. It was just what I needed at that time as well. My number 6 is a fantastic film. It was a Netflix original. A fantastic film from Edward Berger called Ballad of a Small Player with my main man, Colin Farrell. Really great sort of... It is a black comedy, but it's kind of like a noir as well, or a neo-noir, about this compulsive gambler who's in Atlantic City and just trying to put not Atlantic City, sorry. He's in Macau and he's a high stakes gambler who's trying to put ends together, trying that one big score. There's always that thing about that. For people with addictions, there's always that last drink or the one big score or the one last time sort of thing. And Colin Farrell is exceptional in it. He's kind of playing 2 or 3 characters at once, which is really great. It looks beautiful, like it's so well photographed, and the scenery is like nothing you've ever seen because it's not, that's not a place that has been captured that much. It had an art house feel as well, so it was kind of unusually structured, and it was one of those films where I just turned all my technical shit off for the time being and just kind of enjoyed what it was and what it was sending to me in terms of story and emotion, which happens so rarely. So yeah, it's It's really beautiful. You should check it out, folks. If you like Colin Farrell, you'll love it. Ballad of a Small Player.
I remember watching the trailer for this film. Just a poster of it, and I misread player. I thought it was a Ballad of a Small Prayer. I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool. And then I watched the trailer. I was like, oh, okay, maybe not.
Yeah, it's kind of. There's a bit of prayer going on in it as well, honestly. So yeah, absolutely.
I'll check that one out.
Number 6 for you. Yeah, dude, you'd like it a lot, I think.
My number 6 is also a Netflix original. It's called Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. I think I've heard of that one. Sure.
Yeah. You talked about it. We talked about it a lot. It's incredible. I watched it twice after since we've done the episode. It hits different in an era where Netflix, all of the Netflix things are devoid of any sort of voice and creativity and depth. This is everything that you want and you need, and everything that the story needs. And I love that. I love that people have finally seen Jacob Elordi and his talent, basically, because he is the best part of the horrible Kissing Booth films.
Yeah, right.
He's incredible in it. Everybody's incredible in it. But a special shout out to their. Oh, I don't know the actor's name, honestly, but he plays the farmer, or the grandfather in The Farm.
I'm not sure who he is either. I only know him. He played Ricky Gervais's dad in
Afterlife.
Afterlife, yeah.
Gay.
Yeah. That's a good show.
It's an really incredible show. And something you don't expect Ricky Gervais to do. And I feel like he should stick with that than the things he does with his comedy, but that's a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gave me it gave me a whole new perspective on how to see the creature, because of the fact that he calls him the spirit of the forest. In my headcanon, the creature at the end of his life becomes the Green Knight and goes back in time and lives through all of the Earth.
Yeah.
It's such a fucking...
I like that. No, I think that's really cool. During the early 2000s, after the success of the Matrix films, the Wachowskis, who at the time was still the Wachowski brothers, started a comic book imprint called Burly Man Comics. And most of it was to release stuff that was written and drawn by the people who did the storyboards for the Matrix movies, which was Jeff Darrow from, who did Hardboard with Frank Miller, and Steve Scrose, who did huge runs on Wolverine and had some success on X-Men as well. And they produced comic books. And the one that Jeff Darrow did was one called Shaolin Cowboy, which was really cool. But then the one that Steve Scrose did was called Doc Frankenstein. And it was about the Frankenstein monster living through time and being like an agent of the US government and being hunted by these religious zealots and stuff. And he's like shooting bazookas and there's a big action kind of thing. That's the future of Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. He lives throughout time and then, ends up becoming a fucking asset and his best friend's a werewolf. It's great.
Oh, could you imagine the creature and his best friend is a werewolf? And it's the werewolf. Yeah, they
have a fight. He's a marshal. He's US Marshal Frankenstein, and he goes to find this guy who he knows is a werewolf, and they fight. They have a gun battle for 2 hours, and then shoot each other's fingers off, and be like, "Do you want to go to the pub?" And then they just become best mates.
Oh, it's just like Deadpool and Wolverine.
So yeah, it's got a feering of that. Yeah, there is an immortal part to it. So yeah, that might be the future for Frankenstein in this universe.
I love the gunfight. I'm not that into, but I'll maybe check that out because that sounds really interesting.
The art's awesome too. Like Steve Scrose is a great artist, and it's very cinematic because he comes from doing storyboards. Like his storyboards for the Matrix are like publishable. You could print them and put them on your wall. They're so beautiful. So
top 5
Sinners. Sinners, everybody.
Woo.
Excellent picture. Juan's right. We were talking yesterday. Ryan Coogler is one of the strongest filmmakers working today. He just has such a clarity of vision and understanding of theme. This movie's great. You got to Double B. Jordan, and all joking aside, like Michael B. Jordan is a beautiful specimen, exceptional young actor as well. Just really puts in 3 performances. He plays Smoke and Stack, and he also plays. Is it Smoke or Stack who turns into a vampire?
It was Smoke because,
and he plays Smoke as a vampire, which is a different role again. It's surrounded by just a fantastic cast. The music is off the fucking chain. Ludwig, man, just blows out of the park. That particular sequence, the musical sequence, is a revelation. Haley is doing some real grown-up work. And yeah, it's there's that really hypersexualized moment, but she fucking owns it. And yeah, of course, she really is stunningly beautiful, vampire or not, but she is, again, one of the most talented young people working today. She's been great since fucking True Grit, just a wonderful, wonderful actress. Yeah, this film fucking blew my head off. It was one of the first ones I saw when I got back from the States, and I was like, oh, this is what we can do. There's so much opportunity for this medium to move forward out of franchise shit, out of the business part of the show business. Like, this is about Coogler being like, we can all do this stuff. We can all like tell stories from the heart and have it be popular and have it be financially successful as well. Like, yeah, I think a lot of these people, look at the movies, one ballad after another, Caught Stealing, Sinners, all of these guys who were locked down for 3 years and dealing with the world the way that it was, and dug their heels in and decided to talk about it, Weapons as well. And now we're seeing the 70s-like renaissance of great original ideas, original source filmmaking. It's beautiful. Sinners, can't be beat.
My number 5 is again a Netflix original film. This one, you put me on this one, actually. It's called Train Dreams. I don't have much to say about that. And like you said while we were chatting about it, it's very it's very heavy. Like it's hard to talk about that because of the things that happen to that character and in the film. But it's an incredible timepiece. Like it goes from early World War II to developed America. I love how free it feels somehow. Like it's it definitely is about grief, but it doesn't make all of it about grief, but it is about that. But at the end of it, when he's in the plane and he looks up and he sees the ground, it's like his entire life. He's never that's the first time he's ever experienced something that has I can't put into words, but I understood what he was feeling,
Yeah, it's the mastering of spirit, the understanding of self. Bruce Lee said it. You can train your body, you can eat right and hone yourself to be just like the perfect physical specimen, but to master your mind, that's a much harder thing to do. And the Japanese refer to it as satori, which is oneness. Spiritual oneness, which is just like normal everyday life, except about 2 inches off the ground, and it's an understanding and a unity with yourself and your environment, through love and acceptance and understanding. And that's the moment where he has it. It's like all of his life, the whole journey ends there, and despite the pain and it's all the same shit, joy and pain and strife and struggle and love and all of it, it's all the same thing. That is a picture of a lifetime. It's not like these peaks and valleys how everybody thinks of it. It's just this line of the whole lot and an experience, something that's takes a lifetime to understand as well. There's not a lot of people fucking middle-aged who have satori, that's for sure.
It's also I love that in his grief and his moment of pain and lonesome, he finds a friend, and like an actual. I'm not gonna say like animals aren't friends, because they obviously are, but like I'm talking about the indigenous character, who like stays with him, and like his fucking, I'm gonna spoil it, but his house burns down, and like for weeks he's just there, and that's what depression is. Like
in the rubble of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Like the actual fucking definition of it is exactly that, and he's just there in the rubble of it, and like the indigenous character, he doesn't ask him about anything. He doesn't. He's just there for him, you know. And then he finds these dogs, and they're like his fucking life.
Yeah, man. It's our animals are our strongest connection to the natural world, and people. The word pet is almost insulting in a lot of ways. You know, you don't keep them, you coexist with them, and you know, in a lot of ways they become more important than family. But just in terms of that idea that you were talking about, for me, the image is when a logger in those times, because we're talking about the late 1800s into early 1900s here, because the film spans decades, which I always think is really interesting. Same with One Battle After Another, actually. When a logger dies, they pin his shoes, they pin his boots to a tree that's young, so that when the tree grows, it'll grow around the shoes and envelop them. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's what we do. Like, you know, the mark you leave on this world is minute. The world continues to grow long after you're gone, you know, and the way ahead of you is far longer than the way behind you as well. And I think it's such a poignant way to be like, you were here and you were part of this. You were part of the whole. Like, it's you, it's the tree, it's the ground, it's the people you love, you know, it's the planes going overhead. It's your understanding of self, and you're moving towards a goal, and you're finding safety and oneness or not. Like, it's all, everything is the same thing. We're all molecules for a reason scientifically. It's not an accident that we're all made out of the same shit, you know. It's because we're all the same shit. It's why it doesn't make any sense that we don't get along.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I loved Train Dreams. It's in my top 3. It was just, it took by surprise. It was like shot in like traditional Academy ratio as well, which is like 1:7:7 or something. Like it's a really thin frame. Like it's a real boxy frame, which is interesting too. Yeah, it's like a picture. It's like a daguerreotype, like an old timey picture. But then it's shot at like 50 as well. That they're shooting a really high frame rate, a really high shutter, so it's super crisp, and especially with all the logging stuff, like it just looks great. And I'll get to it. I fucking adored it. It just struck me.
The one thing I'll say before we move on is what I noticed like the most is his first step towards healing and like not moving on but moving forward is that he makes a shed for the dogs. And through that, at the end of it, he builds a home exactly how it was before it burned down, as the narration goes. But it's like his first step towards a life afterwards is caring for those animals, and it hit me so hard.
Incredibly powerful filmmaking and performance as well. Like that's Joel Edgerton is an exceptional actor. He's one of my faves. The fucking Master Gardener, the Paul Schrader film is just, it'll blow your fucking head off. Warrior, like he's my favorite of our exports. Him and Guy Pearce, honestly. You know, Aussie. But yeah, it sings. That performance sings in every scene. He's just you know, humming with character and purpose. So yeah, I loved it. Sorry. Okay. By the time I get to it, I'm not going to talk about it now. But my number 4 is One Battle After Another, the PTA film, Paul Thomas Anderson. I think this is his best since There Will Be Blood. Don't get me wrong. I did enjoy Licorice Pizza. I wasn't too keen on, but I really liked Inherent Vice. But the other one that he did with Daniel Day-Lewis. I can't remember the name of it now. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's great. For me, it's a comedy. I think it's really funny. Again, you were saying before, it's really poignant, and it's really of its time. Again, it's one of those films he's gone away and he's absorbed his world, and then he's trying to figure it out on the page, and it is funny, and it is tragic, and it is beautiful, and it does hurt, and it does feel good. Like it's everything that a film should be. Leo is great in it, 100%. The Benicio is really good too, but really the standout for the film is the young woman who plays Leo's daughter,
Chase Infinity.
Yes, thank you. Regina Hall as well, like fucking Tiana Taylor, just and Sean Penn. Like I said, he's going to win an Academy Award for this role, and I think he's a great actor. He's a bit of a knob in his personal life, but then again, you never know the truth of it. But Chase Infinity is a revelation. Like she is magnetic and holds the screen so well. Like it's just beautiful performance, beautiful film, shot in CinemaScope, like the traditional. I saw it in 70mm at the Astor, and it was just, this is why we make movies, everybody. And I understand why people don't like it. It was super overhyped too. Like, a lot of people went in with a lot of expectations, but if you just if you can let that go for a minute and just look at it as a structural piece, look at it as a piece of technical filmmaking as well. Yeah, it's hard to beat that one this year. 3 did, but still.
My number 4, and I do apologize for putting this as my underrated one, because I wasn't prepared yesterday. I hadn't made the list. This is The Legend of Ochi, directed by Isaiah Saxon. I love this. I love this very, very much. It is very, very close to my heart. It's a layer of fantasy that I've never seen. It's set in the real world, but it is like a fantastical story with fantastical creatures. Willem Dafoe is fucking incredible in it. I know I've said incredible a lot, but it's one of my favorite words. The lead actress is also amazing. Helena Zengel. She is absolutely phenomenal in this role, and the scene where she eats the insect and then realizes that she can talk to the Ochi is phenomenal. And I love that we never get any sort of subtitles about what the conversations are. It's just you can feel it, and that's the point of that. It's those are just vibrations that you make from your body, and the words are your emotions, and that's the point of the mother teaching that to her. It's also about misinformation a lot. It's about this ongoing prejudice about something you don't understand, so you hate it. And to see that done so well, and to have it look the way it looks, it looks like it was shot on film, but it also looks like a storybook. You never know, you can never see the seams between what's real and what's CG when it comes to the creatures. And every single shot in the forest, whether it be at night or during the day, it looks so beautiful, And it sucks that it did not make any money, or made very less money. It didn't, even with the backing of Agbo, which is the Russo brothers, and A24, it didn't hit. It just has to do with especially right now with the times that we're living in. People just don't, they want to know 80% of the story in the trailer. And this just wasn't that. That last scene where Willem Dafoe carries her on his shoulders to deliver the baby to the mother Ochi. You can never get that in in a trailer. Like for that to happen, you have to feel it. You know.
Yep. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I love this film.
It's a beautiful one. Go out and check our episode on it. It was in the 70s. I can't remember which one, but yeah, we loved it. So my number 3 is it was a tiny little film that was released on Prime. I don't even know if it got a theatrical release. She Rides Shotgun.
Oh,
is what it's
I've
called.
heard about this.
Yeah, with Taron Egerton, and the only other person who's kind of semi well known in it is John Carroll Lynch, who played the Zodiac in Zodiac, or one of the possibles. It's a film about so Taron Egerton. It just fucking starts. It's basically this little girl's waiting to be picked up at school by her mum. Her mum doesn't turn up, but her tattoo-laden, just out of prison dad, played by Taron Egerton, picks her up, and it's basically they're on the run from both after something happens to her mum, from both the police and also the people who Taron Egerton has wronged while he was in prison. And it's a road movie and a beautiful father and daughter relationship, because he went to prison when she was quite young, so that she's only 10 or something, and it's them kind of Bonnie and Clyding it together, but as father and daughter. It completely took me by surprise, this film. I watched it because I really like Taron Egerton. I reckon he's an exceptional actor. He's really great in a TV show that I'm watching at the moment called Smoke on Apple TV, which is created by Dennis Lehane, the author. And I just thought it looked good. I just chuck it on, and it was shot so well. It's like a lot of handheld, shallow focus work, and allowing things to be dark where they needed to be. The performances across the board are really great. Like thematically, it's really good. It's very real. Like it feels very honest, and that's kind of all I'm interested in for my movies these days. But I think the standout is the young girl who plays Polly, Anna Sophia Hager, or Heger. It was unfucking believable. Like, there is a 40-year-old woman with 20 years of acting experience living inside of this kid. It was just, it's her film, like, and she is the emotional core of it, and she had me weeping. Like, just, it's the strongest performance from a young actor that I've seen since Natalie Portman in Leon the Professional. Like, she just completely owns the screen, and her chemistry with Egerton is remarkable. It's so well directed. It's so well shot. Directed by Nick Rowland and written by Jordan Harper, Ben Collins, and Luke Prodatowski. Yeah, I can't recommend it enough. It might be recency bias, I don't know, but I don't really suffer from that, I don't think, except that Superman that time. But yeah, it's fucking amazing. It cannot be missed. If you really like crime drama with super amounts of heart, this film's for you.
Yep, that's on my list actually. I did not know that it was on your top 10.
Yeah, check it out. Check it the fuck out.
My number 3 is a really small indie film. I don't think like a lot of people watched it. Someone did watch it. They were really harsh against it, and I called them racist. But it is the small indie film called Sinners.
This tiny little picture that nobody ever saw.
That took the world by surprise.
Yeah.
By storm, actually. Fuck the surprise, the storm.
Oh, man, this was a fucking meme watch. Like, it was just... It completely was all in my feed, and, still is. And the technical aspect of it as well, like the different formats it came in and how they shot it, and that he got advice from Nolan and everything. It was definitely... It made the most ripples this year out of any film, more than Superman, more than anything.
Yeah, I feel like it's just... There's so much depth and character in just the story of it, and then you add these incredibly well written characters portrayed by absolutely phenomenal actors. It's just and then you add the double B Jordan on it, and it's like just
Double B Jordan.
It's my favorite phrase. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Double B delicious. The clarity of vision behind the film is second to none.
Yeah.
It is unequivocally what it is, and it's something new and something old at the same time. It's kind of like a really, really good, like I really like From Dusk Till Dawn, but it's not a masterpiece. It's not a transcendent piece of cinema the way that this is. Like, Coogler has a striking grasp on his subject.
Yeah, and it's like Coogler did this with Black Panther, Wakanda Forever as well, but it's just like his vision for the story that he wants to tell and the way he wants to tell it is second to none. Like he's one in a generation filmmaker. Like I would put him in the same category as Nolan. I know that he hasn't done much, like as much as Nolan has, but he is.
I'll give him time.
Yeah, like I don't see him stopping at all. And I don't see him caving under studio pressure, because one of his biggest backers and somebody who will bat for him now is fucking Nolan. Like I love that the way that he talks about Nolan has gone from like a mentor-mentee to pals, and I love that. I love when the filmmakers of that stature and that just incredible grasp at their craft just are supporting each other. Like Jordan Peele is in that same category as well. It's just I am on board with every single thing that Ryan Coogler is going to do because of this. Like I haven't seen the Creed films. I will definitely, because it's also Michael B. Jordan. But I did see the third one because he directed it, and also because we did an episode. Do we do an episode on it? No. Yeah. But yeah, it's incredible and great. And my favorite scene from that film happens after the credits, and it is like by far like the scene that has stuck in my mind, and a frame that will forever be burnt in my memory is like when he says, "The last time I see my brother is the last time I saw the sun," and it's both of them. It's an establishing shot, but it's both of them, and it's a blue sky, and the sun's gone down, and it's before the night starts, and it's just. And like realizing the fact that he's a vampire, so he can't see his reflection, so he can't see his brother, and it's
yeah. Oh, fuck! You're right.
And
it's not like there's any photographs. Yeah.
And the dialogue, like before Stack dies, and sees his wife with their child who passed away quite young, and she says. I don't want no smoke to get on it, and it's just it is perfect in every sense of that word.
Absolutely, exceptional movie. Also, the shot that you love where it's them and the blue sky. It's an actual blue sky.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, shit. Man.
None of this volume crap. It's like, oh yeah, we can create this really amazing blue sky in a volume. Why don't you fucking go outdoors? You fucking. I just went full yobo. Oh, you bang and shoot a real blue sky, bang back. Yeah, okay. Anyway, straight out of Frankston, everybody. If you look up Frankston, if you don't live in Australia. Magic. My number 2. We kind of rapped about it before. Directed by Clint Bentley, who co-wrote the screenplay with Greg Keedwa something. Someone named Greg something. Is Train Dreams. Just as I said, I spoke about it mostly before. I just will say one more thing, and that's that I don't need bells. Like I love big blockbuster movies and, even Sinners, like, stuff that's in genre or whatever. Like, yeah, absolutely. But show me something real. Like give me something about what it means to be a human being on planet Earth right now. Like show me something. Show me a man in love who loses everything, you know, and show me how he gets over that. Show me how he falls down and gets back up again, you know. I need that in my life, and Train Dreams is 100% that. And it is, you know, even though it's not my number one, it is the single best technically made film for me of the year in terms of its the cinematic choices that are being made, you know, had the cinematography wise and blocking wise, and using those lenses and using that particular frame. And the performances are just it's just incredible. You know, Joel Edgerton is really great in it. Will Patton is great as the narrator as well. I love the narration. It feels like the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Felicity Jones, break my heart because she reminds me of Emily a lot. And William H. Macy, just so fantastic in the film. Don't sleep on it. Like if you like to feel, if you like to be moved by cinema, Train Dreams is for you, definitely.
Yeah. I want to say one thing though about Train Dreams and William H. Macy's like portrayal of that character. This is a very weird sort of thing that I noticed. But if you see like films where the characters have beards, right? Whether it be like 70s or whether it be like a period piece or, you know, a new film, they always have like a groomed beard that's always on their side and then on their face. William H. Macy's character has beard on his neck, and it makes sense because not only does he not give a fuck, it's also off the time because razors wouldn't have been invented. Like it would just have been a knife, and like cutting with a knife over there is fucking dangerous. So
they might have had straight razors, but you wouldn't do that yourself without a mirror, you know. You know what I mean? Yeah. That'd be something you'd go to a barber to have done.
And like
he's out there cutting down trees.
Yep, and it's a film based in a time where, in the last sequence of it, our main character sees his reflection in a mirror for the first time in a decade. So I thought that detail was quite. Like it wasn't like there was no talk about it, but I saw it, and it was incredible.
Yeah, it's a wonderful film. Okay, what's your number two? We're getting close, everybody.
My number two is call me an MCU show, but Thunderbolts was quite literally something that was made for my lonely fucking heart. It's the one that I've enjoyed the most. It's the one that I've gone back to the most. Not as much as Endgame, but I've seen that like over 150 times. Which I'm not going to do again. That's taxing on the soul. But yeah, it's in this fantastical world full of action and comedy and like blockbuster money making concepts. It's a film about people. It's a film about broken people trying to find connection, and like the message of it being that you are strong enough, but because of the people that stand with you, and you're never alone if they stand with you. It's it's a hug at the end, where they pull they pull Bob off, like the century part that he's fighting, and like that they're all crying, and like he's crying, and it's a big old hug because they all know how that feels, and I cry every time.
Yeah, it's a very well made picture. Excellent. All right, number ones, everybody. Drum roll, please. My number one film of the year, and I've talked about it plenty, is All of You. Fantastically directed by William Bridges, written by William Bridges and Brett Goldstein, who you will all know from Ted Lasso. He plays Roy Kent. Based on a short film that they made. Semi-set in this, maybe a near future or a now times. It's an alternate world where a scientific test can be delivered in order to pinpoint your soulmate. And two people, Simon and Laura, who are best friends and have been since university, and there's obviously some connection there, some tension even. She decides to have the procedure done. He even pays for it. And she goes on to find her soulmate, who she then marries and has children with. And yet this undeniable connection, which transcends science, is can't be denied between Simon and Laura. I was looking forward to this film because I liked the concept. I really like Brett Goldstein. I think he's a great writer as well, from the creator of Shrinking. I mean, I'm not, can't be missed. That's like one of my favorite shows of all time. It totally knocked me off my feet. Like, what an emotional gut punch. I'm not saying that performances of this caliber are rare anymore, because they're not. There's amazing films. We just talked about a bunch of them, but something about this just got me. It's beautifully shot. It's really well photographed. It's so intimate. It's like you're involved in these conversations. There's nothing pedestrian about the way that you absorb the story. It's very honest in the fact that these people are incredibly flawed, and yet you can't help but root for them. And I was fucking bawling by the end of it. It's just such a beautiful ending, and the road getting there was so. The joyfulness and the Sisyphusian nature of Simon's dealing with this all the time, and the relationship he has with Laura's children and husband, and how he tries to move in and how she tries to move on, and how ugly and awkward that first sexual experience is. And it's just, it was so truthful. And that's what all good movies should be. And performances acting should be truthful. Imogen Potts, and I said this to you before, it's the strongest performance I've seen in a decade from a female actress. She is like, I've always liked her. I think she's been great in a lot of stuff. This is Cate Blanchett level goodness. It is. She's so heartbreaking, and so strong and so weak all at the same time. And there's that story where she talks about, finding out that her dad had another love in his life that he sort of pen palled with, and she was like, why didn't he just go and be happy? Like, it sounded like a conversation you would overhear on the train. Like, it was so casual and so between two people whose relationship was, built on this understanding that they fucking love each other so much. And yet here we are. Unrequited love's an interesting thing. And it's not out of the realm of possibility to love more than one person in that respect as well. And to the pain of that, the choice of that as well. Yeah, great script to, it's a writer's script. It's someone sitting on the page, sitting down there and really working it out on the page and putting some honesty into it and telling a story because they need to tell it, not because it's going to be profitable or not because it's going to be a great vehicle for such and such or anything. It's just this person saying, this is interesting to me because it talks about who we are. That's all I fucking care about. So yeah, check it out, everybody. It's on Apple TV Plus, but I'm sure that you can probably, rent it or whatever if you need to, but it's yeah. And everybody's British, so all the accents are awesome.
Absolutely. You pitched this to me as like, what this is the sequel to Normal People, and like what happens to Colin and Marianne after it.
Yeah.
And while I have my problems with it, it's an incredible film. I was trying not to use that word again.
No, that's all right.
I just this is my headcanon of what actually happens, because it made me feel the same way as I felt. Like not for the most part, but it genuinely hit me the way that Normal People did.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. What's your number one, friend? Can't wait to hear about it. Drum roll, please. Addy, drum roll.
My number one film of the year is a Mike Flanagan joint called Life of Chuck.
Yay! I was wondering when it would come up.
Yeah. it's just it's the one that I watched the most this year. It's the one that I've always gravitated to. It's a film about the celebration of life while accepting the death of it. Done in a really incredible science fiction way. But my favorite part about this film is just the performances. It's so well written. It's so well paced. Like for a film to have this much concept in it and to actually like push forward with the story and the plot is not a easy task. And Flanagan does it in a way that is not only moving but is also thought provoking. Because for the first 50 minutes you don't know what the fuck is going on. And then the lights go out and then it's Chuck dying. I love it. I love that Tom Hiddleston, while being the main character, is in it for like a maximum of 10 minutes. And like it's a story that starts from the end of it. And it's the acceptance of death in the sense that, you know, Chuck at the end of his first act, he opens the door and decides to live his life despite what he sees. And I feel like that's the beauty of it. It's like I felt this with Rental Family as well. It's like we are rarely getting films these days that actually celebrate life, you know, because life around us is scary and dark, and it is so easy to get caught up in the darkness and lose the light. And a piece of media that explores both and makes you think about appreciating what you want to, instead of having like a clear-cut answer of what you should appreciate and what you shouldn't. I feel like it's I think this will stand the test of time. Also, all the side characters that interact with Chuck, and in Act 3 they interact with Marty, are all people I know from other Flanagan films and like other Flanagan projects, which was such a treat. And the direct inspiration and homage to the Red Room at the end, with the synagogue being, was it the synagogue? Yeah, the synagogue being the actual Red Room, is like it felt like a reward for being a Flanagan fan, but just like even I was gonna say Luke Skywalker, but Mark Hamill, like he doesn't have to be that good in that role, but he is, and it makes that character more rich. And like obviously the whole consensus of the film being, I am beautiful, I contain multitudes, and it's just I love it with all my heart, and I hope that whenever people find it, and like whenever they watch it in the future, I hope that there's some part of them that leads towards hope than towards darkness.
There it is, everybody. Go and check them all out. Check out our episode on Life of Chuck as well. Find these movies wherever you can. What are your favourite movies from this year? Let us know in the comments. And yeah, what a good year for cinema. I'm excited for this year as well. There's some interesting shit coming out. We're going to talk about our TV stuff, but we're at 2 hours, so we might come back and do that next episode. But do we have any questions?
I don't think we have questions, because I just asked them to give us like their favorite film or TV show.
So it's an answers section. I'll play the questions theme backwards then.
Oh, that would be perfect. It'd be like the one thing in Tenet.
Yeah, well, all of it, all the Tenet, really.
But like the theme of the protagonist is always played backwards because the story is always going backwards.
Yeah, that's super cool. I rewatched that recently. It's such a great movie.
Tenet is incredible. It's so misunderstood, and you like when you watch it, you're like, oh, okay, I can see why people don't understand this.
Of course, there's always one movie in a director's, a director like Nolan's, like a premier director's body of work that is misunderstood. Spielberg has Hook. Nolan has that.
All right. So the first one is actually a question from Jazz. So he said, "Happy 2025 reach around."
Thanks, Jazz.
What was your biggest emotional moment watching a film in 2025?
I'll do two. One is was the end of All of You, just gut punch cinema. And the other one was a moment of joy, and it's when Leo falls out of the tree in one battle after another. I was laughing so hard, the person next to me was holding onto my arm because I was cackling into the next scenes. It was just, it was like pitch perfect physical comedy. It killed me. So yeah, that's mine. What about you?
I have two as well. My number one is also from One Battle After Another, but it's the highway scene where both cars are dipping and then going along.
So great.
I don't think I've been that tensed in a film last year as I was during that, because it's all gone right. She like everything has happened, like the fucker is dead, right? Like not only did the other guy from the KKK killed him, he's dead. I shot him in the fucking face with a shotgun. Right? Now she just has to go and find her dad, and her dad is on the way. And then you see the other fucking car. And you're like, oh, everything can go wrong. This is the worst. This is the absolute worst.
That whole film doesn't let up.
Yeah. It's just like that sequence by itself, and it just being those three cars, and it's just the two at first, and then you see Leonardo DiCaprio's car coming in at the very end. It's it's dying. That car is dying by the time it gets to her.
So true.
What
was the other one?
And my other one is from Superman. Is when he saves the woman in the car by holding up the building, and then as she escapes, the building falls, and then through the rubble you just see him rise up in the sunlight, and it's just a shadow. Oh, that's Superman.
Mine is when he saves the squirrel.
Yes, 100%.
That's Superman right there. Awesome. Any other comments or questions?
Yeah, Kike said his favorite TV show was It Welcome to Derry. And he says, rip, or rest in peace to a character I'm not going to name in case you do watch it.
Absolutely. Check out the episode we just guested on the Till the End of the Line podcast. Those guys round up. That'll probably be out now, I reckon, be out before this. And we do talk at length about that particular TV show, yeah. And
Chess said that the Demon Hunters, K-pop Demon Hunters, and the Demon Slayer film, both that came out this year, have changed the animation industry, and have the impact Matrix did to the film industry.
Yeah, I completely agree. Chaz actually had some really good points and was very poignant at the beginning of it, because we had him on to discuss the Warner Brothers sale on our K-pop Demon Hunters episode, and he kind of introed the K-pop Demon Hunters of it by talking about it. So check that episode out too. That's it, friends. We're done. That was 2025. Beautiful. Thank you for coming along. Thank you for listening. Good luck in 2026. Going with open hearts and open minds, and try and be kind to each other, and be kind to yourself as well. Addie, guess what it'll be this year?
5 years of this.
Season 5 will begin later on this year, everybody. How fucking crazy is that? We're so happy to be here. We love talking to each other. We love talking to you. You're beautiful, mate. Thank you for a wonderful 2025. Can't wait for 2026 and all the crazy shit that we're going to say to each other.
Oh, I'm so excited for it. At this point, nothing is holding me back with you.
Good. There is no line anymore. I love it. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to talk about. It sort of comes week to week. We just go spontaneously for this one. But please do join us again next week on the Film Addicts podcast. And remember, fuck hate.
Love wins. Time doesn't exist, yet it controls us anyway. Is the answer to what time it is.
Of course. Oh, yeah, fact. But there you go, everyone. Enjoy.